Recording. So, a very good evening to everyone who's present. Thank you once again for joining us on a weekday. We know how you must be in your transit or going back to office, coming back from office. You could be a parent or student. So, a warm welcome to all of you. Shafi, can we move to the next slide? So, since we do not know who you are and where you are joining us from, I think a simpler question would be, why are you here today? And if you could share your, certain doubts, queries, and questions that you are looking forward us to answer to during this webinar, we would be answering all the questions. I'll just place the structure. Meanwhile, if you can type it in the chat, why are you here today? The structure of this webinar would be such that me and Yashasvi, we are part of Horizons Achievers team, and we would be walking you through the structure, our catalog, our key important dates, and also our application process very quickly. And then we would be opening the floor for questions. And we wanted to emphasize that our early application deadline is this Sunday. So we are very excited to answer all the queries, all the questions that you might have, which is, maybe hindering in completing your application right now. So if you can quickly let us know why are you here today, what motivates you, what are some of the queries or topics that you want us to focus on, more than happy to talk about those in our webinar, in the first part of this webinar itself. Anyone who would like to ask, share with us okay, you can maybe share where are you joining us from, and maybe if you're a student or a parent. Hi, Rajni, please go ahead.
Hi, Arushi and Yashashvi. Thanks. So my kids, and I say kids because I have twins who have joined the program. So we've already registered last month, I think. And what I wanted to know was, is that it, or is there any second part to this whole thing? And secondly, when would the classes? I know it says sometime in 17th of May, if I'm mistaken. What would be the timings of the sessions? And that's about it. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Rajni, for sharing those questions. I'm so excited that your twins have decided to join this program. We'll definitely walk you through the process itself, like what after registration. Please, Claude, go ahead.
Yeah, can you all hear me?
We can hear you.
That's great. Yeah, my name is Claude from Rwanda, but I'm not Rwandan. I am Burundian, but I'm refugee residing in Rwanda, and I'm excited to join this webinar. I have been, thinking about it and have been looking forward for it. Now here I am. Yeah, thank you so much for hosting me. So I have a question regarding to the application process, especially for refugees. I went through the application process, but at the end of the day, I found that there is application fee that someone has to pay. Yes, and I was, speaking on behalf of all refugees. Is it, uh, easy for refugee, or is it easy for refugee to get the waiver, or is it, and if there is any other support that could be provided for those people? Yeah, that was the main concern I have. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much, Claude, for joining us. And we have noted down your question. We would be sharing what the application process is, what is the fee, and if we have some scholarships or not, but happy to answer those questions towards the end of the webinar as well. I can see Jyoti has introduced herself. Okay, thanks Jyoti for joining us. You are a career counselor. Then you are representing a lot of parents and students today, that is for sure. Thanks Abhinav for sharing that you wanted to know about the program. So I think we can take that cue and we can just quickly talk about the All New Horizons Achievers program. So the All New Horizons Achievers program, we say all new because it has ran for 2 cycles in the past, and we have tried to revamp the entire program in a way that we have taken a lot of feedback from students, parents, and counselors, and we have made the catalog of 15 courses which speaks highly and it's more familiar to a high school student. These courses, these online courses, are certified courses from Ashoka University, and they are curated and created specially for high school students who are entering grades 9 to 12. Our biggest focus is to actually give high school students an opportunity to deep dive into their interest. It could be a subject that they are exploring for their subject choices that they want to take in 11th and 12th, or some undergrad choices they are taking for university choices. So there are a lot of choices that ninth, 10th, 11th grade students and parents are making, and also the counselors and teachers and educators are helping them in making this informed decision. So it becomes important to actually give a platform and opportunity where student can actually get an opportunity to dive and explore their interest. So what we are trying to do is, through Horizons Achievers program, we are presenting you a 15 course catalog, which ranges from, say, courses in computer sciences related to uh, relevant and contemporary but futuristic topics such as AI. We're also talking about biosciences, astrophysics. We have a lot of focus on economics, finance, and our skills which are on rise. It could be research writing, it could be critical thinking. So we bring in all of these courses for you, and this is as per what students have been asking us to curate their courses on. But then it is also a trend of what has been the most popular undergrad degrees or career future pathways that students are taking. So it is a very conscious choice of keeping these 15 courses for summer 2025, and I'll quickly walk you through why you should, as a parent, student, or a career counselor, should be talking about Horizons Achievers program and should be enrolling for Horizons Achievers program. Is that though it is an online program, it provides you that immersive learning, in-depth experience. So if you're interested, say, in psychology, it will give you a deep dive into the concepts of psychology, and we bring in the interdisciplinarity component, which Ashoka University is known for. That is, you would not be only learning psychology in silos. We bring in the lens of biosciences and neurosciences. So psychology offering is such, say, neurosciences of well-being, and if a student is interested in understanding psychology and they want to talk about their interest in, say, college application, and they want to take a decision that they want to pursue psychology, say, with commerce, and they want to understand what psychology as a field is. So it gives them an opportunity to deep dive into the concept of psychology. It does not have any prerequisite that the students, whether be from grade 9th or 12th, will start afresh. The curriculum is such that it would be something which you don't find references to in your textbooks per se, and it has been very mindfully curated by our Shoka faculty. Which brings me to the second point also, that these courses are taught live by one of the global leading faculty. It could be faculty from Ashoka University or a network, partnering universities as well. We also have uh, non-Ashokan faculties like Professor Sudipta Sarangi, who's from Virginia Tech. We also had faculties from the past from IITs, TIS as well, who have been teaching these courses. So these courses, which sets us apart, is also that these are taught live by the faculty and also industry experts. Some of our courses which are taken by industry experts like Navyug Mohanad, who's a Stanford-trained DYL coach, that is Design Your Life. We also have co-founders of Pay It Forward who are teaching your finance course. We also have Nikhil Sood, who has worked with Goldman Sachs and is an alum from MIT and Harvard, who's teaching your entrepreneurship course. So the faculty is such that they are expert in what they are teaching. They are doing a lot of research. So they bring in a lot of lens of what this discipline or this skill holds for a high school student when they enter this field. So we know we are talking to a ninth grader, but it makes a lot of sense to talk about these disciplines right now. Students would not only be learning live from a faculty, they would be also working on a capstone project. So we have moved on from hands-on learning to a capstone project where actually students will be getting a tangible outcome. That is, either they would be designing their AI bot that can play poker, they could be writing their research paper towards the end of the course, they could also be writing policy recommendations, or they could be pitching their startup idea to a team of investors. So there are certain, case study approach that we have taken for students that they would be working on, and they would be solving for a real world problem that feeds into their capstone project. Students would be learning with us on Saturdays and Sundays. That is when the live classes will happen. So I think, Rajni, that answers your question. We would be meeting students live on Saturday and Sunday, 2 hours each, that is 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. They would be learning live in a dialogic session with the faculty on a Saturday, and they would be working on a capstone project through a lot of group and individual assignments on Sunday with our teaching fellow. So we have a teaching fellow who is expert in their own field. It could be an assistant to the professor, it could be an industry expert themselves who has who's assisting the faculty in actually uh, enabling the capstone project and helping students to complete the project itself. They would also be offering office hours during the weekday, that is asynchronous component wherein students can book their sessions and they can ask doubts on one-to-one. So we know that this helps a lot in an online format where students have the bandwidth and also the opportunity to solve the questions they have in their mind. So a teaching fellow would be a designated person for each of the course who would be helping students in resolving their issues and also giving them a lot of reading material, which is pre and post the classes, and also helping them in completing their capstone project. We know this for sure because it works really well, and it can be seen that 95% of the students who have enrolled for these courses have completed their courses. Like they were able to complete their assignments, they were able to complete their assessments, they completed their capstone projects, and they have rated our model of Horizons Achievers Program 4.5, which is highest as per the industry standards given anywhere. So we just wanted to talk about how these are the only courses that are offered for high school students, which gives them the opportunity to learn and to apply and to achieve more. So I just come to the very important factor of all New Horizons Achievers program is the extended opportunities. So the students who would be performing really well during these courses would be getting a letter of academic appreciation from the faculty. It speaks volume. It speaks definitely a lot of volume. It adds a lot of volume to your resume, to your interest, what you want to pursue as your subject choice or as a career choice. When you have a letter of academic appreciation from a university faculty or an industry expert, it could also lead to an internship. So some of the faculty, say for computer sciences course or econometrics courses, are also offering internships to the students who perform really well during the course. And say psychology courses also offering research opportunities, and there are a lot of mentorship opportunities as well. Students who are performing really well, say in courses, will also get a chance to publish their research work or their articles. That is the capstone project they are working on. So each of the course will culminate into either one of these opportunity, and it is as per the discretion of the faculty. It is only available to the students who are performing really well. And we usually keep the bar of top three students who are performing well to avail these extended opportunities because we need to be sure that when given this opportunity, students are making the utmost use of it. I think learning live, working on a capstone project, getting Ashoka certified, and then also learning from these industry experts and leaders and global faculty adds a lot of credentials to your resume, but it also gives you a lot of scope to move beyond your textbooks to see what certain brands are doing, why they are doing. So, for example, Nike's Pink Sale. What is it that behavioral psychology that they are playing with? How psychology, consumerism, and economics come together. So bringing that lens to and giving that lens to a high school student becomes really important. And giving these courses have always have the interdisciplinarity approach. They focus a lot on strengthening the knowledge for high school students as well. So, summarizing the structure per se, that you would be learning live, that is with a faculty or a teaching fellow for 18 hours. It's a weekend only courses that you would be interacting with the faculty and over Saturdays and Sundays. But there would be a lot of asynchronous material that the students would be going through on our learning management system. And the course fee per se for each of the courses is 22,000 rupees plus GST. So students can take only one course at a time. These courses are running in parallel. So whatever course interests you the most, we encourage you to maybe ask us questions or maybe enroll yourself right away. In every information is available on our website with respect to what the sessions would look like, what Saturday sessions would look like, what Sunday sessions would look like, what is the capstone project, and what could be the extended opportunity in each of the courses. Yashasvi, can we move to the next slide? I'll just take a minute to share the catalog with you. What are our 15 courses? As you can see, we have a range of international relations, but then we also have a focus on sciences. We have a focus on skills as well. And some of these courses are courses that we have done in the past, and they have been rated, phenomenally. That is 4.5 and above. We can see certain courses being rated 5 out of 5 as well. It is with respect to the material, it is with respect to the faculty, it is respect with the pedagogies, and also the capstone project. There are a lot of new courses that we're offering, and it is also because what are the emerging fields in per se university choices, subject choices, and the career choices that the students are making. Can we move to the next slide? We'll just show you the portfolio of a stellar faculty who's teaching these courses. They could be the head of departments of Ashoka University, of our centers, or physics or bio centers of our Ashoka University. It could be, partnering universities as well. We have Dr. Brenner Prince from Plaksha University who's teaching this research writing course. We also have Sudipta Sarangi, Professor Sudipta from Virginia Tech, and also we have a lot of industry experts like Navyug Mohanat and Nikhil Sood, and also we could not fit all our faculties in one slide, but then also Preetha Wali, who would be teaching these courses, and they bring in a lot of sense of how real world operates. So they are bringing in a lot of case studies that the students would be experiencing to know what are the conceptions and the misconceptions as well when it comes to learning of a discipline per se. Yeah, I think we won't take much time. I'll just pause for a minute. Yashasvi, can you move to the next slide? I'll just pause for a minute, and you can let us know your questions meanwhile on the chat, or you can raise your hand. And then Yashasvi will walk you through the application process of our Horizons Achievers program. But we want to keep this slide while we answer your questions. I can see some of the questions. I will highlight fast to convey the same to my students. Yeah, I hope, Varun, the 8 highlights that I was able to talk about in the last 5 minutes or 10 minutes would help you in summing up your conversation or having your conversation with the students. But happy to share a lot of material with you over the email. We will share our brochures, we'll share our flyers, and let us know if you want us to specifically talk to your students. We're more than happy to do a webinar for them as well. Is there anything related to sports right now? Sorry, Abhinav, we do not have anything related to sports, but we have been receiving a lot of interest per se from students who want to see sports pedagogy and sports being integrated into learnings. So I think we would be taking that as a feedback, but we don't have anything in sports being offered in summer 2025. Do we have any other question? Yeah, Rajni, you have your hand raised. Please go ahead.
Yeah, so I understand this is a college level sort of an entry introduction to the program, but would it be, would it be palatable in terms of their understanding, or would they be explained to the level that they understand?
Absolutely, absolutely, Rajni. So the concepts would be broken down, and they would be contextualized to the context of a high schooler. We are dealing with students who are 14 to 18 years of age, and we would be bringing all those concepts to the level that they understand, making a lot of connections to the examples or real life examples that they deal with. It could be some brands communication that we would be doing, like how Zara thinks or how Nika thinks, or maybe how Uber and Ola are competing in the market. So these are some of the brands that they know and they're familiar with, and bringing those references and most case studies will help students to relate a lot. But then the concepts will also be such that they are broken down to the level of a high school student. The weeks are planned in a way that they progress. They are progressive in nature. There's no prerequisite. Students would also be allowed to choose a track. Say, for instance, in computer sciences, they are not well versed with coding. They can choose a track which allows them to do the research, and they can learn coding simultaneously. But say, so for students, say, in mathematical foundations of computer sciences, who are not very well versed with coding but want to learn, can explore it. So the students can be designing AI bots that can play poker, but there's an also opportunity for students to do research and how probability game theory can be used to solve problems. So it is the track that they can choose, but also the week's progress. So students would be starting, say, I'll take the same reference of mathematical foundations of CS. The students would be starting from a concept which is very familiar, that is probability theory. I think that is one of the chapters in our books as well. And students
Correct.
then would be progressing how probability theory can be used in game theory, how game theory can be then used in algorithmic thinking, how then you can maybe design a chat GPT or AI bot that can play poker. So we did one of the learning circles with the teaching fellows themselves in mid-March. And in 1 hour, the teaching fellows were able to build on with the students themselves how ChatGPT actually operates, how ChatGPT thinks and why it responds in a way that it does. So it was a very basic how, and students were able to find the relation. So they started with a linear equation in one variable, and they started with probability theory, and then they progressed on to how actually ChatGPT is thinking. So please be assured the concept would be such that they are understandable by a 14-year-old and an 18-year-old as well.
Perfect. Thanks. So you would be sharing the links and all that closer to date, right?
Absolutely. We would be sharing all the details with each one of you over the email through which you have registered for this webinar. Let us know if we can guide you further from the links that we have shared with you.
Yeah,
Okay,
so this is great. Thanks.
you're welcome. I think, Claude, you had a question, you had raised your hand.
Yeah. Wow. That was amazing presentation. Yeah, thank you for letting us know. But I have a question regarding to academic flexibility. How do you manage, like, if a student want maybe to explore international relation with maybe computer science, or someone want to combine 3 or 4 majors. I just want to understand deeper academic flexibility there at Ashoka. Thank you.
So Claude, I think your question is more relevant to how students are choosing majors and minors in Ashoka. That is our undergrad degree. But I can answer for Horizons Achievers program right now, but I'm more than happy to share the material of how to combine majors and minors and what are the options as well, and what are the previous trends also for you to maybe take inspiration from. But for Horizons, unfortunately, all the courses are running parallelly. So you have to choose one course that speaks a lot to you, what you think is more interesting for you. And please be assured when we talk about, say, computer sciences, we are not just focusing on the concepts of computer sciences, but it always talks about how, say, in mathematics, how it is related to math, how it's related to game theory. Say in computer sciences, AI for tomorrow's world, it could be talking a lot about coding, AI, and also ethics in AI, and what are some of the misconceptions also. So you can always see the lens of what exists and what will exist in that discipline. The faculty will bring in a lot of nuances for the same. I hope that answers your question, Claude. Do we have any more questions with respect to courses, or what the capstone project could be, what the extended opportunity could be, anything related to the courses? More than happy to answer. We just pause for minutes. Rajni, you have unmuted yourself.
Yeah, so Arushi, one other thought that came to me was it's not just theoretical, right? It
Right.
will be hands-on and
Yes.
mixed of theory and hands-on.
Absolutely. So that is where our capstone project comes into picture, that the students would be working on a project. It could be, planning your own startup, and you would be pitching it towards the end of the course. So each course culminates in a demo day wherein students would be presenting their project to the larger set of students, but then also the faculty. And the faculty could also invite a guest speaker to seek their feedback and their expertise on the students' work. So students could be, there's a lot of hands-on, uh, uh, you know, opportunities for the students. It's not just assignments or group work that the students would be focusing on, but a full capstone project that the students would be completing in the due course of 5 weekends.
Okay. And the same holds even for the biosciences?
Absolutely, absolutely. Students will be actually testing how life can be created in a test tube. They would be working on a lot of simulations, but then also they would be doing a lot of research. And each week is divided into a component of research, wherein the larger question, can life be created in a test tube, gets feed into. So I think it's a very interesting course. It is taught by a head of department, Alok Bhattacharya, but then also Sandeepa Mehta, who's doing wonders in the field of synthetic biology. The students would be understanding life, origin, and its synthesis, and the extended opportunity is also such that the students will actually perform some of the experiments under the guidance, obviously, of the faculty at Ashoka University. So the top performing students will be doing some live experiments with the faculty.
Fantastic. Thank you.
You're welcome. Any other question that we have? Sure. I think chat is open, Q&A is open. I would be active in responding as Yashasvi takes you through the application process. It is a very simple application process. So over to you, Yash.
Hi everyone. Horizons Achievers Program application process consists of mostly four major steps. One is of course your online application. Once you go to the Horizons catalog and go to the particular course of your choice, you will be able to navigate to the registration page. You need to fill up certain basic details, verify your email, and begin your main application form. So first is the registration form, then you need to importantly verify your email, and then move on to the main application form, wherein you would fill in certain more details. And it's a fairly short application form. It's not a very lengthy one. Keep your school mark sheet, the latest one, handy, and you need to upload your latest school mark sheet, your picture, and then you need to put all these details, and you can review the form, and then you need to submit the form. Your enrollment confirmation would be based upon once you pay the course fees, which is 22,000 plus GST. So only and when you pay the course fee, your seat or your enrollment would be confirmed at Horizons. Please note that our application deadline is coming up soon, which is next week, 6th of April. Our application would close by 11:59 p.m. during the midnight, and the program is set to start mid-May. May 17th is the date when we start off with our program. As I believe we have talked about it, the program is scheduled over the weekends from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Um, and one more important thing, that we prefer to take small cohorts in one class. The class sizes are fairly small, so it would be advisable and recommended if you are already there somewhere in the application process, it would be recommended if you submit your application before April 6th. Yeah.
Which is
And
this Sunday,
yeah.
our early application deadline.
In case any of you have any questions regarding the application form, or if you're facing any challenges, I would be happy to help. Please feel free to write to us at horizons@ashoka.edu.in in case you have any questions regarding the application form. If you're facing any challenges filling it up, let us know. We're fairly quick in response over email, so that should be helpful. Yeah, I believe I've covered everything regarding the application form, Arushi.
Thanks, Yash. I think it's very important for us to introduce the step of email verification because that is where students miss out on. They just fill in the registration form and it gives a sense that maybe the app is completed, but that is just the basic information stage. Email verification just allows us to get a correct email ID so that we can reach out to you and you can reach out to us through the correct email ID if you have any doubts, and we can reach out to you if we feel that we need something from your application. So that helps. And once you log in, and you can check your spam folder if you have not received this email, we would be initiating an email verification through our system as well, once again, so that students who have missed out on can actually go back to their application portal and log in. and start your application. As Yashasvi said, it's a fairly small application. You just need two things handy. That's a mark sheet and a really good picture of yours. And we would be just completing the application. And yes, the fee ensures your enrollment. Please let us know. We'll pause for 2 minutes if you have any questions for us with respect to applications.
Boxes. Yeah, box containing the
Yeah, Claude, please go ahead.
Okay. I have been filling the application form. There is this on the course stage where you fill the courses and grades and the academic part. I think you see it. This part is somehow challenging for the international students. You find the academic courses grade are not the same with your academic system that is learning there in India, and you find it somehow challenging. I don't know if the way we can feed it properly, or yeah, that was my concern.
Okay. So plot majorly during the grades and the section in which we ask for marks and all is something which is open ended. So you can enter numerals as well as you can enter your grades. So it is open. So you just need to put in the names of your subjects. If you call them electives, you can put in the names of your electives. Whatever your coursework you are doing, you just need to put the title. Along with that, you need to put the grade. So, for example, there are a lot of students who are in IB as well. They put in their grades for us. So it is designed in a way which is pretty open-ended. So you need not essentially put numerals in it or percentages in it, as usually a typical Indian CBSE board student would do. So I hope that should be helpful to you. In case if you continue to face the same challenge, please feel free to write to us. We would be happy to guide you over email as well.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, that's helpful.
I've also shared our email ID with everyone on the chat. If you face any issue, you are facing any challenge, please write to us on this email ID. And please let us know if you have any other questions. You're welcome. I'll also share the link to our website for you to go, and there's a tab of upcoming courses as well. So you can explore our catalog, you can go to our individual course pages. Thanks, Yashasvi, for doing that. And you can take a call like which course interests you the most.
Arushi,
Yes, Rajni.
one last question, sorry.
Please, there's no, please feel free.
I was just going through the courses and I just wanted to understand the difference between, the computer science AI for tomorrow's world and there's this one mathematical one also, I believe.
Sure.
Computer science mathematical foundation for computer science. How different are these,
Absolutely. So, Rajni, the focus is very different when it comes to, two concepts being offered under the same lens of computer sciences. So, the mathematical foundations of computer sciences is taught by our Ashoka faculty, Professor Alok Thakkar. And the focus is such that it talks about a lot of mathematical thinking, computational thinking, algorithmic thinking, and also game theory. So there's a lot of building of how computer systems think. It's like how an AI bot would think in designing how systems, softwares, AIs are thinking, and how they are coded and brought to structure. And one of the perspective that Professor Alok has chosen is poker, how AI bots can play poker. It is one focus areas, and students will walk through different concepts of, say, probability theory, game theory, and also computational thinking to come up with an AI bot, and also learning the concepts of how the poker can actually win. The bot can actually win. So all the students would be, their bots would be competing towards the end of the course, and the best bot would be getting rewards or recognition. But the focus of AIs for tomorrow world is very focused on how AI systems are thinking per se. It talks a lot about how large language networks or computer networks think. And just give me 1 second. I'm so sorry.
Sure.
Yeah, sorry for that. So, students would be talking about and breaking a lot of how these networks, this machine learns per se. So, there's a lot of machine learning when it comes to AI, artificial intelligence, and students would be working on those data sets, those codes, and actually understanding what it takes to navigate those data structures. And also, it would be talking about the lens of how AI and ethics come together. So how
Mhm.
AI plays an important role, and how ethics should be taken care of when we are designing or helping the AI to learn a lot of data about, say, sensitive data and so on and so forth. I hope
Mhm.
that answers your question.
Yes, yes. And so what would the capstone be in that particular one? The other one I understand is a poker game or something on
So
that line.
I think what the students would be working on, they would be given an AI system. It could be any, it could be facial, it could be voice, it could be one of the AI software that the students would be actually decoding.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome. Any other question that we have? We'll pause for 2 more minutes. Please feel free to ask any question with respect to our courses, program, the structure, the application form. You can also write to us at the email ID that we have shared with you on the chat. More than happy to take your questions on one-to-one basis as well. Post this webinar, we would also be sharing a lot of material with you. Thanks, Rashmi. That's really kind of you. We would be sharing a lot of materials, say brochures and flyers, to get a more sense about what courses are here to offer and students can learn from. Okay. Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much for joining.
Thank you, Arushi and Yashashvi. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.